Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Now we are going to cover the rest of the questions CPET PYQ 2025. This is the part of 5. Then move to the next question. Question number 41. Which of the following best distinguishes fundamental research from applied research in education? Option A. Fundamental research focuses on solving immediate classroom problems, whereas applied research develops theories. Option B. Fundamental research aims at expanding theoretical knowledge, whereas applied research focuses on solving practical educational problems. Option C. Applied research is conducted only in laboratory setting, while fundamental research is always field-based. Fundamental research is exclusively qualitative, whereas applied research is quantitative. As you know, fundamental research always connected with the formation of theories, principles, etc. Then applied research always connected with problem solving, practical problems involvement, etc. Then which one is correct? Which option is listened sound? Option B said fundamental research aims at expanding theoretical knowledge. Obviously, I said what? Fundamental research always focus on the formation of theories, laws, principles, etc. So theory, and whereas applied research focus on solving practical educational problems. Yes, practical problems. Option B looking like correct. If we consider option A, fundamental research focus on solving immediate problems, action research, so it is incorrect. Applied research, option C said applied research is conducted only word, it is incorrect. Fundamental research is exclusively qualitative, whereas applied research is quantitative. Yes, applied research may be quantitative, but it is not listened as a sound, so we could not go with this option. It is very well sound, so option B is the correct answer. Then move to the next question. Question number 42. Which of the following statement about sampling procedure is incorrect? It said which is incorrect. So option A, stratified random sampling ensure that subgroups within a population are proportionally represented. Yes. Option B, snowball sampling is commonly used in qualitative research for studying hard to reach population. Hard to reach population. Snowball sampling means network sampling. Yes, it is listen sound. Purposive sampling involves selecting participant based on predefined criteria relevant to the study. Systematic sampling selected participant purely based on their voluntary willingness to participate, which is incorrect. Systematic sampling always refers as nth sampling or the kth sampling. It means alternative sampling means there is 10 boys, we have to choose for 2 and boys, like 2 number boys, after that the 4 number boys, after that the 6 number boys, so on. So systematic sampling select a participant purely based on their voluntary willingness, so voluntary willingness, it is incorrect. Then all the three are looking like correct. Then move to next question. Question number 43. Which of the following research method is most appropriate for studying cause and effect relationship in education? Cause and effect always connected with experimental research. So in the option experimental research is option C. The correct answer is option C. Move to the next question. Question number 44. What is the main difference between fundamental and applied research? Fundamental and applied research. Fundamental research focus on the theoretical aspect, while applied research focus on the solving practical problem. Obviously, we before study it, we before in the question 41 maybe the same things is here. Fundamental research is always experimental, while applied research is survey based. Fundamental research is subjective, while applied research is objective. Fundamental research use qualitative method. No. Option A, listen sound, we should go with option A. Okay, then go. Move to next question. 45. Question number 45. Which of the following sampling techniques is a probability sampling method? Probability sampling method. Snowball sampling is a non-probability sampling. Purposive sampling, it is a non-probability sampling. Convention sampling, it is a non-probability sampling. The stratified random sampling is one of the probability technique samplings. The correct answer is option number C. Then move to the next question. A control group is an experimental study. A control group in an experimental study, what? Option A is the group that received treatment. Option B is exposed to different variable each time. Option C does not receive the experimental treatment. Option D is always identical to the experimental group. Which one is correct? Which one? A control group does not receive the experimental treatment. A control group does not receive the experimental treatment. It serves as a baseline for comparison within the experimental group. So, option C does not receive the experimental treatment. Okay, so option C is the correct answer. Then move to the next question. Question number 47. The best measure of central tendency for highly skewed data. Where best measure for central tendency, highly skewed data, the middle term always, that is median. Okay, option number B is the correct answer. Then move to the next question. If the mean and median of a data set are equal but the mode is significantly different, which of the following distribution is most likely? Symmetrical but bimodal, positively skewed, negatively skewed, normal distributed. Which one is correct? When mean equal to median but mode is differ from them, the distribution always likely symmetrical but bimodal, having two peaks. Bimodal means having two peaks. So answer A is the correct. Okay, symmetrical or bimodal. Okay, always remember it. Then move to the next question. Which measure of variability is defined as the average of absolute deviation from the mean? Which measure of variability is defined as the average of the absolute deviation from the mean? Absolute deviation. Which option? A, standard deviation. Option B, average deviation. Option C, range. Option D, quartile deviation. Which is sound? Average deviation. Okay, average deviation is calculated as the average of absolute deviation from the mean. So correct answer is B, average deviation. Then move to the next question. Question number 50. Standard deviation is considered the most reliable measure of variability because it ignores extreme value. It uses the entire data set in its computation. It can be easily calculated from the median, represent the mode effectively. Which one is correct? Which one? Because what is the reason? It ignores extreme values. It ignores. The term ignores extreme value. Incorrect. Can be easily calculated from median. Median not. Represent the mode effectively. why mod is here coming? Because you're saying the variability of standard deviation. So which option is use the entire dataset in its computation? Standard deviation uses all observation in the data set and provide a precise measure of variability. So option B is listen as very sound. So that option B is the correct answer. Then thank you everyone to listen the to listen the video till the end. I hope it will be very informative and meaningful to everyone who are preparing the next 2026 CPET in education paper.